She wanted to live a quiet, retired life with her daughter.
Why are you hiding the side of your face from me?
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
But a thug brutally assaulted her innocent daughter. This vandalism ignited the sleeping, monstrous assassin in her. This rebirth would destroy many things on that particular day. Welcome back to Paramount Recapped. I don't have many subscribers, but your single comment is a ray of hope to motivate me. So, there's this woman, Hazel, super tough, super protective, and this whole story is basically about how far she's willing to go to keep her daughter safe. Hazel owns a cozy little restaurant, kind of local favorite. The regulars love her, especially the cops who eat there all the time. She even gives them free food, sort of like her way of saying thanks. Hazel's daughter, Joy, is 19 and not exactly thrilled with their current life. One day, Joy asks for money to help pay for college, but Hazel shuts her down, saying she just can't afford it. That really ticks Joy off, and she snaps back, saying she's tired of living like this and wants out someday. Hazel tries to keep things calm and tells her daughter to help out at the restaurant for now. Later, this scruffy-looking guy named Elliot shows up at the restaurant. He orders food, eats it, but then realizes he's broke and can't pay. Joy gets mad and is ready to kick him out, but Hazel steps in. She listens to his story, how he just got into town, was mugged, and hasn't eaten in 2 days. Feeling bad for the guy, Hazel offers him a spot, doing dishes, and even gives him a place to crash. That evening, Hazel watches Joy leave with her boyfriend, Travis. Joy's clearly upset that her mom didn't give her the college money, and Travis pushes her to find a way to get it. You can see Joy's torn, but she agrees to try again. The next day, Hazel catches Elliot in the middle of the bath. It's not as weird as it sounds. They live in a small trailer, and there's not much privacy. Joy isn't impressed with the fact her mom took in a total stranger. She's worried he might be dangerous. Hazel just tells her that he was desperate and needed help. Joy, still focused on college, asks for the money again and promises to repay every cent. But Hazel stands firm. Travis shows up again, and Joy leaves with him, ignoring her mom's reminder to come back and help out during the dinner rush. Later, Joy returns to the restaurant, but something's off. She's wearing sunglasses indoors. Hazel knows something's wrong the moment she looks at her. Turns out Joy's eyes are bruised, and when Hazel pushes for the truth, Joy admits Travis hit her, but she brushes it off, calling it an accident. Hazel doesn't buy it. She tells Joy to take over the tables for a bit, then sneaks off to the trailer, pulls out a gun from under her bed, tucks it in her pocket, and drives off. Her destination? The garage where Travis usually hangs out. She finds him there with a buddy, and she calmly asks to speak with him outside. Travis says no, tells her to just talk there, but Hazel's not having it. She brings up what he did to Joy. Travis shrugs it off, says it was just a small argument. Hazel snaps, punches him in the face, and when he bleeds, she pulls out the gun. Now Travis is scared, starts begging, but Hazel's not in the mood for apologies. She ties him up, shoves him in the car, and takes him to a spot where she already dug a shallow grave. She tells him she always had a bad feeling about him and knew one day this would happen. Despite all his desperate pleas, she pushes him into the grave and walks away. Back at the restaurant, Joy's worried. Travis hasn't called or texted. She asks her mom if she talked to him. Hazel, totally calm, lies and says yeah, they talked, and he mentioned he might be leaving the country. Joy's confused, says Travis runs a business and wouldn't just disappear. Hazel tells her to let it go and focus on the restaurant. Not long after, Hazel spots a man in the restaurant taking pictures, specifically of Elliot. She walks over to ask what he's doing, but the guy bolts before she can get any answers. She's weirded out, but lets it go for the moment. Later that night, after they close up, Hazel brings it up with Elliot. He says he doesn't recognize the guy and would have said something if he did. Hazel jokes that her daughter thinks Elliot might be some kind of serial killer. Elliot laughs and says he's never hurt anyone, just likes to be alone sometimes. The next day, Hazel sees that same creepy guy again. He's snapping more pictures of Elliot and then drives off. This time, Hazel follows him all the way to a cheap motel. She barges in and demands answers. The guy finally spills. He's a journalist or investigator or something, and he's been digging into Elliot's past. Apparently, Elliot used to be a heart surgeon, but disappeared after his girlfriend died under suspicious circumstances. The man shows Hazel some files and articles on his laptop. Hazel looks through them, then grabs a copy and leaves without saying much. Meanwhile, back at home, Joy is falling apart. She hasn't heard a thing from Travis and starts crying. Hazel comforts her the best she can, telling her maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Joy doesn't buy it. Just then, a stranger comes into the restaurant with a message. Hazel's old boss, someone named V, wants to meet her in Vegas. He just got out of prison and is calling her in. Hazel agrees to go later that night. That evening, before Hazel leaves, Joy confronts her again, this time straight up asking if she had anything to do with Travis disappearing. Hazel stays calm and tells her daughter that she could never let anything hurt her. Joy is all she has in the world. She says everything she does is for her, but Joy's not convinced. She secretly grabs Hazel's car keys and drives off to a party spot where she's got a bunch of shady friends. There, she starts using drugs to deal with the stress. Luckily, or maybe unluckily for her, the cops who usually hang out at Hazel's restaurant are the ones who find her. They pick her up and take her back home. When Hazel finds herself alone, she sits down with Elliot and brings up something heavy. "Were you really a heart surgeon?" she asks quietly. Elliot doesn't say a word at first, but his face gives him away. Then he nods. "Yeah, I was," he finally admits. That's when Hazel pulls out a file she got her hands on and lays it in front of him, saying, "You killed your girlfriend, didn't you? That's why you're hiding here." Elliot looks stunned and quickly defends himself. "I didn't kill her," he says. "We were out driving, and I was drunk. I shouldn't have been behind the wheel. There was a crash. She didn't make it. I've never been the same since." Hazel listens, then stands up. "I'm about to head out to Vegas. You're in charge of the restaurant while I'm gone." And just like that, she takes off. In Vegas, Hazel meets up with an old contact named Vav, V for short. He greets her with a big grin and says, "It's been a while, hasn't it? I've got one last favor to ask. I need someone taken out." Hazel doesn't even let him finish before saying no. "I'm out of that life," she tells him. But V keeps pushing, says it'll be the last job ever and that she'll be set for life. He even hands her some cash. Hazel gives in, not entirely by choice, and heads back home to prepare. The target's a man named Perry. Hazel gets close to him, but when the moment comes, she just can't go through with it. Something about him seems real. So instead of doing the job, she heads back home, confused and feeling lost. Back at the restaurant, she finds Elliot still around, and they end up sharing a drink. One thing leads to another, and by morning, they've spent the night together. As she gets dressed, she tells him again, "I've got to head to Vegas later. Keep things running here, okay?" That night, Hazel finds Perry again. He invites her over, and she accepts. At his place, she secretly spikes his drink with poison. But when Perry opens up and confesses his feelings for her, Hazel freezes. She looks at the drink, hesitates, and instead of letting him drink it, she pours it into a plant. Then she kisses him and leaves. The next day, Hazel gets a text from Perry saying he's leaving town in a few days. That throws her into even more confusion. Meanwhile, Joy, Hazel's daughter, asks Elliot straight up if he's some kind of murderer. Elliot finally opens up, telling her about the accident and how his fiancée died because of him. "I was drunk. It was my fault," he admits. "I live with that every single day." Elsewhere, V finds out Hazel didn't go through with the hit and is furious. "I've always protected her," he tells his goons. "Now she's turning her back on me." He also reveals a big secret. Elliot works for him. "I planted you in that restaurant to watch her," he reminds Elliot. "So keep me updated." Back at the restaurant, one of Hazel's cop friends stops by and mentions that a few local girls have gone missing. He asks Hazel and her cook, Javier, if they've seen anything. Both shake their heads and say they don't know a thing. Joy spots a man named Phil, someone who works for V, sitting at one of the tables. Hazel quickly steers her daughter away and tells her to serve a different customer. Then she talks to Phil herself. He doesn't waste time. "You didn't do the job," he says. V's not happy. "You need to go see him." Hazel agrees to go and steps outside, clearly shaken. Elliot follows her, asking what's wrong. She tells him she can't say. He hugs her and says, "Everyone has secrets. Tell me yours, I'll tell you mine." That moment breaks her, and she confesses, "I'm heading to Vegas tonight to finish some business." Later, inside the restaurant, Elliot does exactly what he was told to do. He contacts V and reports that Hazel is on her way to finally complete the hit. Before leaving, Hazel checks on her daughter one last time, then turns to Elliot. "Look after things. I'll be back late," she says. Elliot tries to stop her, saying he doesn't want her to go, but she insists this has to be done. As Hazel drives off, Perry is at home getting dinner ready. His wife walks in and thinks the meal is for her. Perry plays along, saying it was a surprise for her. But Hazel never shows up at his place. Instead, She heads straight to V's hideout. The moment Hazel arrives, things go south quickly. She shoots one of V's guards right at the entrance. V watches it all on his CCTV screen and starts preparing for the showdown with his right-hand man, Phil. As soon as Hazel steps in, Phil opens fire, but she's faster. She shoots him down. Then, she makes her way to V's room. He tries to calm her down and suggests they talk things out. Hazel isn't interested. She shoots him in the shoulder and knocks him down. Bleeding and desperate, V pleads, "After everything I've done for you?" Hazel looks him in the eyes and replies, "You made me this way." Then she says something unexpected. She calls him Dad, before delivering the final blow. With V gone, Hazel cleans herself up and heads back home. Life seems almost normal again. The next morning, she's back behind the counter, running the restaurant with Joy helping her out. Joy hugs her mom, finally understanding why she made the choices she did. "You were trying to protect me, weren't you?" she says. Suddenly, Travis, the boyfriend Hazel thought she'd buried, shows up. He's alive, and he tells Joy he's okay now. Joy seems happy to see him, but something's off. Hazel notices that Javier, their cook, is missing. She goes out looking for him and finds him getting beaten up at a local bar. She tries to help, but things spiral out of control. Hazel ends up getting attacked too, badly. She's left beaten and bloody. Joy is grabbed by some shady-looking people working for A Salon, a group tied to V, and thrown into their car. As Hazel lies on the ground, barely hanging on, a strange figure, an alien of all things, shows up and kneels beside her. "Help's on the way," he says. "Just stay awake." Hazel blinks, trying to hold on. And that's where the story leaves us for now. There's more to come in part 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Your support means the world to me. Also, feel free to share this with your friends. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.